Alright, Kimosabis, let's power through the third section of this video. If you stayed with me for the first 45 minutes, I think, first two videos, I appreciate that. Um, I see quite a few things that I either have to fix now or fix later after another pass. Either way, I'm okay with that. I am mostly trying to get the hang of this beautiful Arches oil paper. It's really treating me right. I love it. But like anything else, it's not immediate. You don't immediately know how to paint best with it. I find it's so accepting of the paint that I can go too fast sometimes. Wow, yeah, that's the real complaint, huh? It accepts the paint too well. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. It's not a complaint. Um, it's I told Charlie it's almost like a different medium. It's so different from canvas or just raw panel. Man, it's a lot different from raw panel. And I think it's the kind of thing, if you're an oil painter, you would very quickly understand what that difference is or feel it. If you haven't ever painted, you're just going to wonder what the hell I'm talking about. And I have a tendency to find something to like about almost everything. I have a very cup is half full kind of person. I'm really just amazed we have these tools and paints and all that kind of stuff. I'm in a state of awe all the time about it. So some of my enthusiasm for this paper is that some of it is that it truly is different and magical and just killer to paint on. I'm gonna put in some strong darks in a few places. Another scrubby brush. going to go across with a brush with just a little brown wash. This is probably a good time to start using the gel medium. Although so far I've kind of found that I don't love the gel medium on the paper. Almost like it's not really super compatible with this paper. I think to get the highlight on his eye, I'm going to have to wipe some paint off. Might as well sort of do that now. Just wipe up and over. And do some shadow massing here. And just sort of blending shadow groups together, because there's, in life it's seamless. One of the pretty things about this paper is the mix of thin and thick paint. You have passages that are just like watercolor, and then the very next section is obviously oil. I still haven't gotten my goal of all the white being gone. And sometimes it's a little tough to make a decision about these little spots. And so your brain just puts it off. How does this work? That was a little too yellow in there. It's definitely getting more realistic. And cut back into these shadows just a bit. Yeah, this is pretty. Alright, that stuff is not quite deep enough. That shadow in the wing. It's kind of like that. Just some little veins. Right on top of that. Really reminds me of Aquaboard that I painted with a few times. Yeah, I've never painted on clay board, which is for oil paints, but I would imagine it's something kind of similar. Just the way it absorbs is so nice. I'll lay white right on top of that to get these. To some degree, that lifts it up off the background. Stop talking again. I stopped talking because you're intelligent and you can actually just see what I'm doing. And you got your own thoughts, right? You know, I don't need to talk all the goddamn time. That's one of our big problems. We talk too damn much. I feel it all the time. That's what painting's all about. That's why it's kind of hard to talk about painting. It's just like, oh, it's an escape from talking. But I know I'm here to introduce this to several people, friends, and other people. So I do try to kind of talk about it. Man, a little bit of a challenge. Nothing like actually painting to teach you painting. Sometimes that smearing doesn't work that great. Alright, I'm gonna lay a little bit of white on. There's some texture in there. It's a little bit abrupt. All this is bring some of this Indian yellow back in here. Make some transitions. Deeper here for sure. And, you know, the interesting stuff happens in the layers and the back and forth over stuff. You know, if I don't like that, I can pull a lot of that paint off of there. And then go in with a color that I do like, because you know, now there's no paint on there. It's pretty easy to lay this stuff on. You get this kind of complex thing that you might not have gotten if you nailed it the first time. Do a little bit of blurring. Edge control. Wash this brush a little bit. Get some white. Excuse me. Alright. I'm gonna really mess with too much white over here, just enough. White does a lot of heavy lifting. Alright. Just too much. Alright. Moving towards something. A little bit of white right into that, huh? Why not? Fuzz this out. Alright. So now I'm going to tighten up the background and carve in just a bit. Oh, wait just a second. Deepen up this leg just a bit. Darker. It's cool it's out of focus though. Just a little bit of value. And soften that edge. Should also be. This is. So. That's a little bit too white. Aye, aye, aye. Okay, now I'm going to go and work on the background. Just tighten up my edges. That's one place. That's one place right there. This lets me put a little bit more chop into my whole design, for lack of a better word. Just a little bit of extra expressiveness. And focus on edge control just a little. how exactly these shapes roll. And did I completely cover everything in that first pass? Same thing over here. It's a small thing, but it really does something. Some edge control. More chop. It helps me to think of it like chop. Just energy. Just imbuing the painting with a bit more oomph. People only look at these things so fast. You just have seconds to have an impact. And so the more you can front load the oomph, you know. Let's see. Goes for this background. Probably just deepen the value a little bit. Pop just a bit. And that makes the orange pop too. You don't want to paint the life out of it, that's for darn sure. And you got these cool little trickles and stuff, just leave them. Oh, I took it a little too far. Flew too close to this. It's tricky to fix that. We'll bring it up into everything, which should have been up there anyway. That's another chance to get jiggy with the wing too, if you want to take it. I kind of overdid it with a couple of these sections, so I'm going to calm them down a bit. What's not to like? What's not to like? Boom, boom, boom. Too sharp around here. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. Oh, too yellow in this wing in some places. Calm it down a bit. Yeah. Yeah. I think we're gonna call it a day. Pretty close. Thin some of these out just a bit. Because I'm just gonna end up talking myself and rambling, and you should be out painting. Is what you should be doing. I don't know why you're not. On YouTube. Thinking if I just watch one more video, I'm gonna know how to paint. But it doesn't work like that, friends. You know it doesn't work like that. It's a different. It's gratification. It's not It's not helping you paint. Painting helps you paint. Getting some paints, breaking them out, mixing them up, playing around, having fun, all that. All that helps you paint. I think I'm gonna be brave here. Put some of this blue right on the back of my bee. That's nice. That brings it together. Just a bit. Alright. Alright. That's a nice looking bee. And I'm gonna let it dry, and then I may do a follow-up chapter. And if I do, I will record that. What do I do with this after it dries? But I think right now that's a pretty nice looking bee. I can think of a few things to do to it, as always, of course. I just kind of like bulk this out, just bring that curve more elegant. But each bee that's like a fingerprint, they're all different. So maybe this little honeybee is just like that. I think I'm going to auction this painting off. I'm going to do that to benefit the honeybees. I'll finish it off. What I'm going to do is just paint that outside, I guess. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to paint that outside most likely. I think I'm going to use up my paint that way. That's what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll talk to y'all while I do it. It won't take too long. This is a nice thing to do. This is a good thing to do with your paintings if you're a up and coming painter. This is something I notice a lot. People do not finish their edges. And they don't understand it. They don't seem to suspect it. Like they stare at their painting from the front for hours, not from the sides. And everyone else walks up on their painting from the sides. You see what I'm talking about? You walk up on that painting. So that should be at least harmonious, if not the exact right thing. I like to take a little like make it a little funny, like make it like kind of right. But um, it, it's an extra step. Not gonna lie, it's an extra step. It takes extra time, but wow, what a difference that makes to that painting, to the marketability, to the way that people respond to. Oh, just go on and on. So anyway, finish your paintings, even if that's just adding a single color. That like for this one, a color like that deep reddish brown. You could paint all the way around the outside edge of this, and it would be beautiful. And you could just call it a day. So that would be fine, more than enough. Um, I kind of like to do this trompe l'oeil thing, and just wrap it up. I don't know if the camera's even catching this. Is the camera even probably not. Let me move my whole thing. Yeah, doing this trompe l'oeil thing, take a little extra time, and watch how people respond. Watch how potential purchasers respond. How, if you give this as a gift, they'll turn it around and around and be like, oh, wow, that's neat. And it is neat. It really is neat. It's got that mystery kind of effect. I'm marking up my hand, something awful. So yeah, now I'm going to move back into my ice blue. And it won't take much to paint that little section of that bee in there. It's just a little thing. And maybe that's not exactly that color, but that's okay. It's so close. And this is the bottom of the painting. It's in shadow. And you're just cleaning off your brush. This is all just paint that would have gone into the paper towel. You know what I'm saying? But it makes a huge difference. On this side, I'll give some fresh paint. And then this is going to all sit for 5 or 6 days. Nobody's going to touch it. It's just going to dry. And then I'm going to go back and do another pass. Maybe use a little brush if I need it. Just do another pass. Tighten things up if it needs it. Might not need it. It's pretty fancy. And, for anybody out there that wants a tattoo of this, I'm open to. I would love to tattoo this on you in the same kind of style, this naturalist style. My studio will be open within the next week or two. Basically, as soon as we get our okay from the health department, we're open. I've been building this place out for about 4 months. I'm very much looking forward to doing some tattoos. Making some of this real. can come and see me. You can see the paintings. You can take a art lesson if you want to. You can purchase the paintings. You can get a tattoo here. And I can record your album here too if you're a vocalist or a rapper, come and talk to me. I'm actively pursuing you. Alright, look at that. Little add-on for the face of the bee, head of the bee. No big deal. Right. And a little bit for the back end too. Alright, thanks for hanging with me through that entire thing. That's a cool little painting. We will do it again next time.